Welcome to my channel. I'm your girl Michelle from HoneySimJA. If you're joining me for the very first time, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. If you're not here for the very first time, well, go on, man. Thank you for your continued love and support. So in today's video, I will be sharing with you the necessary items that you will need to purchase for your child to enter Japanese elementary school. So if you're interested in finding out what these items are, then definitely stay tuned, because guess what? I got you. I got you, fam. So just in case you are not aware, schools here in Japan begin in the month of April. And as you can imagine, elementary school will also start in April.
Watch the one prince in my step like any big man, watch him. That's my baby. That's my baby.
As we are already in the month of January 2022, it means that you would have already received a list from your child's school highlighting some of the items that you will need to prepare for your child to enter elementary school. Now, there are some things that you will have to buy before your child starts elementary school, and then there are some other things that you will be required to buy after your child starts elementary school. I suggest that you purchase everything as soon as you possibly can, because when school starts, and especially if you do not speak or read Japanese like myself, then your brain is going to be very busy trying to figure things out and trying to get used to the new journey. So make sure that you prepare all the necessary materials way ahead of time so as to make yourself ease into this new life a bit easier. Don't wait. Do it now. Now, here are the necessary items that you will need to purchase for Japanese elementary school. So here in Japan, students mostly wear uniforms to school. However, not all elementary, public elementary that is, requires students to wear a uniform to school. My son's school, however, does require the students to wear a uniform. So the school uniform looks like this, which is your regular navy blue Japanese style uniform, which comes with a jacket. There's a polo shirt on the inside and a short shorts that the boys wear, and for the girls they wear skirts. My son does not wear this uniform to school every day. His school actually allows the students to wear clothes to school. However, for special occasions like opening ceremony or other special ceremonies, the students are required to wear their uniforms. Now, as part of the official school uniform, students will be required to wear long white socks and shoes of your preference or your choosing. These navy blue uniforms can also be found in stores across Japan. However, I suggest purchasing your uniform directly from the school's distributor so that you can be, uniformed with all the other students. The polo shirt, on the other hand, unless requested by your school, you can purchase from your local department store, which is basically cheaper than purchasing from the school distributor. These are just regular polo shirts that have pockets and buttons so you can put on your name tag, which we will talk about later on. And of course, the polo shirts, based on the season, you have the long sleeves as well as the ones that have shorter sleeves. Also, something that you should consider purchasing for your child are these winter vests. So these are very nice, and cozy for the winter months. There are some with long sleeves, as well as there are some that do not have sleeves. Next on the list, school hat. So students in Japan, they actually walk in groups to school, and they use these hats when they walk to school, or if they're going on an excursion with the school, or just being on the outside as a way of protecting them and shielding them from the sun. Now, there are two types of hats that the students usually wear. There is this, which we use mostly during the winter months. The material that it's made from is better for the winter months. And then there are these white ones that the students use during the warmer months. Depending on the school that your child is attending, the colors may be different, the shapes may be different, they may be different, all right? Next on the list, Randoseru. So this is the Japanese school bag. Now, this is a very iconic item for elementary school students, and this can run you a heavy whack of money. You can purchase some of these from as low as, depending on where you purchase them, from as low as maybe 15,000 yen, going well over 100,000 yen. Now, generally, grandparents here in Japan, they try to make it their point of duty to purchase this very expensive bag for their grandchildren. It is their, little special gift to them and their congratulation gift to them for entering elementary school. So this is what the Randoseru looks like. It has a very unique shape, which is very different, I'd want to say, from the bags that we use in the Western world. As part of the Randoseru, I can't say that word to save my life. As part of the Randoseru, as part of the Randoseru set, I'm going to suggest that you guys buy coverings for the bag because it helps to protect the bag. And students usually use these from 1st grade straight up until 6th grade. So they're expected to use this bag for 6 years. Now, this part here is actually the protection. This is the coverage, and this yellow part is actually, as you guys can tell, it's a traffic warning. Now, you guys would have noticed these ribbons on the side of the bag, and these ribbons are basically here to help teachers identify your student, identify which groups they belong to, and whether or not they will leave school directly after school or they will go to a particular daycare. Another aspect of the Randoseru is what they call the security buzzer. These are used to help to keep the students safe. So if ever they feel like they're in some sort of danger, they can use this to either scare off the perpetrator or whoever it is, as well as to get person's attention. Now, this is a part here, which is a whistle. It also acts as a plug. So if I pull on this, it's kind of late now, so I don't really want to do it, but so if I pull on this, it will make an alarming sound, which will then get the attention of persons in and around the vicinity. Let me see. So here it is, and if I pull it down, shh, it's very late now. We're not trying to wake up the neighbors. Holy smokes. So this one I went ahead and purchased off my own. However, I ended up getting one of these buzzers along with the traffic covering that you guys see on the bag here. So this is the buzzer that I got from my son's school. He has not used it because I already purchased one. And as you guys can see, the color is very, very bright. And I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now to give you guys a quick preview of what the Randoseru compartments are. Next on the list, home bag. So we call this a home bag because this is what the students use to transfer their different school materials, books and stuff like those from school to home, from home to school. It's a simple tote bag. You can find these basically everywhere. However, I chose to make my son's because I couldn't find matching ones. I couldn't find ones that were very suitable for me, as well as it worked out to be a little bit cheaper actually making my own. And the ones that I was seeing, they were not very durable. My son has been using this bag from he was in kindergarten here in Japan, which to date is now 3 years. Inside shoes or indoor shoes. These are a little dirty because these are what my son is currently using. But here in Japan, students have inside shoes as well as outdoor shoes differently. So when they get to school, they change their shoes and they put these on. Additionally, you will need a shoe bag, which I also made. You guys can consider making it. Well, if you like sewing and if you have a machine. I like sewing and I have a machine, so it only makes sense, right? So this is the shoe bag, and it has a little strap here that it can be, you know, hung, and a little button thing here that you would put this through. So let me show you guys. So the shoe goes in and you buckle him up, and that's it. Pencil case, and inside the pencil case we have pencils, erasers, no sharpeners. However, there are some pencil cases that come with sharpeners installed. Usually students take about 5 to 6 pencils to school, and the pencils are graphite pencils 2B. In addition to that, the students also will need these red and blue pencils. There are some that come with the blue and the red on one, or you can purchase them separately. It is recommended that you sharpen the pencils from home and send them to school. My son does not take a sharpener to school because we sharpen his pencils from home. Now, this is just a suggestion. You don't have to get one of these, but I kind of got very tired of manually sharpening my son's pencil, so I ended up purchasing one of these hand-free sharpeners, which actually turned out to be pretty good, much better than I expected. I paid about 3,000 yen for this, and it works very well. Writing board. Now this is used inside the notebooks so as to prevent the transferring of the pencil mark onto other pages when the students write. So you just stick it under the page you're about to write on and you go ahead and write. These come in many different colors, and also there are those that have informational things on them. Like I purchased this one with the Japanese writing system for my son, and this one also with the multiplication table. Stationery toolbox. Now this toolbox has things like glue, scissors, all the stationery that the students will use at school. And this box actually stays at school. It only comes home during long breaks or long holidays. File jacket. I assume that all schools do this because papers are sent home every day. Oh, and that's one thing to be aware of. Your house is going to be filled with papers. Oh my God. I cry thinking about the amount of papers that I get every week from school. P.E Gears. Now P.E Gears is usually a regular shirt and a shorts as the bottom, and usually boys and girls wear the same thing. Along with the P.E Gears, you will need to also have a little drawstring bag that your child will store these gears inside, and it has to have a drawstring so it can be hung. Your child will also need to have a red and white cap, which they will use during their gym classes and sporting events. Handkerchief or a rag, as well as pocket tissue. Now the rag the students will use to dry their hands after they have washed their hands, and you know, the tissue to clean up any little mess. Water bottle. Here in Japan, Japanese students usually take green tea to school. However, my son, he takes only water. He's not in for the green tea. So I usually give him warm water during the winter months and cold water during the hot months. Now these kind of bottles are really nice because when you give them something warm in the bottle, it has a little cup that you can take off and you can pour out and then you can drink. There is also another coverage that comes with the bottle for colder things. So you just pop it open and your child can drink directly from the bottle. These come in varying sizes. There are bigger ones, but I chose this size because my son has to walk to school with his knapsack and sometimes he has to have his home bag and all of those things. Placemat. Now these your child will use during lunchtime to eat on. It's just basically a handkerchief that they will spread on the table and they will eat on this. Persons who take lunch or a bento to school, they also wrap their lunches in these. In addition to the placemat, you will also need a small drawstring bag in which you will place the placemat. You will also need to have wipes so your child can clean up after lunch. Some schools also require you to put a toothbrush, usually no toothpaste, as well as a little small cup that they can use to wash their mouth. My son's school doesn't have that requirement, so he usually only takes his toothbrush set when they request it for maybe a special oral presentation or there's a dentist visit or something of the sort. It also needs to have a string so it can be hung. Lunch coat or apron. It depends on your school. So I purchased this from my son's school. It came in this bag and inside we have a little hat, like a little chef hat, which is pretty cute. And then there is the overall, which is like a lab coat. I imagine that not all schools have it like this, but maybe they do. So usually students are placed on duty each week to serve lunch because here in Japan at the elementary school level, the students serve lunch to their classmates. So when your child is on duty, they will be using this and at the end of the week, they will take it home for it to be washed and returned on Monday. Your school may also require you to put an additional mask in this bag so your child can have it to use while they are serving other students. Cleaning rags. Now these are rags that the students use to clean at school, and from time to time, especially after holidays or after breaks, your school will require that you send 2 of these for the students to use at school. Name stamp set. So here in Japan, parents are required to label every single thing that your child takes to school. Pencil, eraser, sharpener, clothing, every single thing is supposed to be labeled with your child's name. This is a stamp set that I purchased online. It comes with ink, a stamp pad, as well as the little stamps that you can use to stamp your child's name on your belongings. Sometimes you will need to use a stamp or you will need to use a name sticker. These are some stickers that I also ordered online and I still have some left over. After labeling my son's stuff, be sure to have some extra because throughout the school year, the stickers may be removed or the name stamps may be removed and you will need to replace them. Math set. You may not need to buy the entire set, but I did because I'm a teacher and I liked all the items that came inside and I can use them with my son at home. There are some items in there that your school will require you to have, such as the clock and the counters. So be sure to ask your school which items they will need from the set. So if you don't need to buy the set, you don't have to. keyboard harmonica. I think everybody has used this in elementary school. So as you guys may be aware, this is what the kit looks like, and you will be required to put a rag in there so your child can clean or do whatever, wiping that may be necessary. Also, when the harmonica is being used at school, it will be sent home during the weekend for you to clean and have it prepared and ready for Monday morning. One thing I love about elementary school here in Japan is they try to make the students be an all-rounder. Skipping rope. I purchased this one at the 100 yen store. However, your school's distributors may have a form where you can order directly from them. Swimming set. Now you can purchase the top along with the shorts, but I noticed that the students use, the boys that is, they use the shorts mainly. And of course, you will be required to write the name of your child across the back of the shorts like this. In addition to the swimsuit, there is also the swim cap, and your school may require a specific color, so please pay attention to that. There is also a bag that your child has to have to store the swim set things in. Some students also have goggles. I didn't purchase a goggle for my son. And then this bag, you would put all the swimming gears inside and it's good to go. I purchased this bag from my son's school because I think it's really cool and I like it. It seems very durable. Paint set. Depending on your school, your child may or may not need this for the first grade. My son's school requested it, so we had to buy a paint set. On the inside of the paint set, it has the, I haven't washed it yet, but inside it has the little container that you can mix the paint and stuff like that. It also comes with an array of different colors of water paint, as well as 2 paint brushes. You will also need to put a small cleaning rag inside your child's paint set. Umbrellas. You'll be required to purchase 2 umbrellas. One that will be left at school in case it rains, and one that you keep at home. Now, there are specific umbrellas made for children that also have areas on the umbrella where you can easily write their names. So like other schools across the globe, students in Japan also go on field trips. So you'll also need to get your child a picnic sheet. You don't really need a very big one. You can purchase these at your closest 100 yen store. Yeah, cute, right? I actually got this one from a teacher at my son's school. Clay set. So in this container, you have the actual clay. You also have a clay board that your child can use to be creative. Some of these also come with little knives that they can use to be creative and help them make stuff. My son's school didn't require this, but he has had this from kindergarten, so I just let him take it to school anyway. Colored pencils. This is what they look like. They come with their own eraser and sharpener. A pack of 16 pastel colors, which they will use at school to do their different, artwork and being creative and stuff. Yeah. Name tag. So each child is required to have a name tag that they would wear to school each day. Earlier on his school bag, I showed you guys the traffic cover that I got from his school. This also came from his school, which you would pin on the side of their clothing when they are traveling to and from school. Chromebook. I imagine that this is all across Japan. My son got this Chromebook when he started first grade here in Japan, and we had to sign up for it, and we also pay a small amount of money for maintenance each month. They are very restricted, so my son uses it mostly at school. At home, he will use it to watch some of the educational programs that are on here, but it is very restricted. They also come in their own little pouch so as to keep them, nice, clean, and protected. Contact book. Again, depending on your school, your book may be different, but this is just basically a blind book that my son writes his timetable in. For the first week or two, if memory serves me correctly, I got a printed paper with the timetable on it. After the students have learned how to write hiragana, they will be required to copy the timetable from the board into this book that they will then take home to help with the packing of their bag for the next school day. Also, this book is used for correspondence between the school and home. So if your child is going to be absent, you will be expected to write it in this book, take it to the meeting point where your child would normally meet the other students and then walk to school, and give this book to the group leader. In addition to that, call your school to let them know that your child will be absent or your child will be late. You will not be required to purchase any textbooks because these will be provided by your child's school. You will also be provided with notebooks. However, when these notebooks have finished, like for example the contact book that I showed you earlier, you will have to purchase these books to replace them. If you found this video to be very informative, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who may need this information. If you have any questions or any queries, then definitely leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you guys there. Until next time, bye!